You think it's safe to go to an alien's birthday party? What could go wrong? It's just a celebration. Just remember, in their world, nothing is as it seems. Keep your eyes open. In the year 2147, humanity had made astonishing leaps forward. Earth was part of the Interstellar Union, a coalition of planets bound by fragile diplomacy and mutual understanding. At the heart of this vast alliance was Earth's premier intelligence agency, EIA, Earth Intelligence Agency. The agency's leader, Alexander Alex Novak, was a man known for his sharp wit, stunning looks, and unmatched strategic mind. Young, handsome, and charismatic, Alex was admired not just by humans, but by many in the intergalactic community. It was no surprise when he received a formal invitation to attend the birthday celebration of Lord Zyvan, a high-ranking alien noble from the Zorvian race. The Zorvians were known for their lavish parties, full of grandeur that could make even Earth's greatest festivals seem meager. The invitation came sealed in iridescent stardust and engraved on a metallic crystal plate, an invitation impossible to refuse. It was billed as a sign of peace, a gesture of goodwill between the Zorvians and Earth. For Alex, it seemed like a golden opportunity, an invitation not only to experience the culture of one of the Union's most powerful members, but also to deepen diplomatic ties. He arrived at the glittering Zorvian palace, a floating marvel suspended in the atmosphere of the lush planet, Jarin. The palace itself was breathtaking, with crystalline walls reflecting the shifting hues of the gaseous clouds that swirled around the floating city. The moment Alex set foot on Jarin, the air hummed with anticipation, though there was an unsettling undercurrent to the festivities. Lord Zyvan, tall and regal, greeted Alex warmly. His chiseled features and flowing silver robes gave him an air of nobility, but something about his demeanor felt off. The Zorvian noble seemed too eager, his smile never quite reaching his eyes. But Alex brushed off the unease, focusing instead on maintaining the image of calm diplomacy. The night was vibrant. Exotic foods and intoxicating drinks flowed freely, served by various Zorvian servants. The hall shimmered with light and the laughter of the elite guests from across the stars. Everything seemed perfect. As the evening progressed, Lord Zyvan introduced Alex to a group of strikingly beautiful alien women, all from different worlds. Each one more enchanting than the last, their alluring glances aimed at Alex. They surrounded him, drawing him into conversation, laughter, and endless refills of a sweet, otherworldly beverage. Among them was Lyra, a woman from the Zelthar system. With violet eyes that sparkled like the distant stars and emerald-green skin, she moved with a grace that captivated Alex instantly. There was something different about her, an undeniable connection. Lyra's voice was like liquid silver, each word dripping with a seductive charm that melted through his usual defenses. As the night wore on, Lyra guided Alex away from the crowd, leading him to a quieter, more secluded room within the palace. The atmosphere between them was electric. She leaned in closer, her touch soft against his arm as she whispered in his ear. Alex felt himself slipping into the intoxicating warmth of her presence, unaware of the hidden cameras capturing every moment. But beneath Lyra's seduction was a hidden plan. She had been tasked by Lord Zyvan to lure Alex into this situation, to trap him in a moment of vulnerability. The goal was simple: obtain leverage over the human intelligence chief by capturing incriminating footage. They would use it to extract Earth's top secrets, a betrayal wrapped in lust and deceit. Yet, something changed. As Lyra leaned in to kiss Alex, she hesitated. The plan no longer felt right. What had started as a mission had turned into something else entirely, real feelings for the human who, beneath his power and allure, seemed genuinely kind. The night unfolded in a haze of warmth, and Alex, his drink drugged without his knowledge, drifted into unconsciousness. The next morning, Alex woke in a haze, head pounding as fragmented memories of the previous night danced in his mind. He was disoriented and confused about how he ended up in the room. As he struggled to piece it all together, the door slid open. Lord Zivan entered, accompanied by 2 hulking Zorvian guards. His lips curled into a taunting smile as he approached Alex. "Well, it seems our guest of honor had quite the evening," Zivan mocked, pulling up a holographic screen that displayed the hidden footage of Alex's encounter with Lyra. The color drained from Alex's face as he watched the scene unfold, realizing the depth of the trap he had fallen into. "Yuck, what have I done?" he muttered in disbelief. Lord Zivan leaned in closer, voice dripping with malice. "I have everything I need to destroy you. One transmission and this will be all over the interstellar union. Your reputation? Gone. Your authority on Earth? Stripped. Your world's trust in you? Shattered. But I am not unreasonable. Tell me the secrets of Earth's military technology, and I'll make sure this stays between us. It's your choice. Betray your planet, or lose everything." Alex's mind raced. His hands clenched into fists, but he knew he couldn't give in. He refused to betray Earth. "Do what you want," he spat. "I'm not telling you anything." Lord Zivan's eyes narrowed. "So be it." With a casual flick of his hand, he sent the video to every major channel in the galaxy, ensuring it would spread like wildfire. "Consider yourself irrelevant, Novak." Hours later, Alex returned to Earth, only to be met with scorn. His colleagues had already seen the footage. The agency he once led had turned its back on him. He was stripped of his rank, his power, and his dignity. Everywhere he went, people whispered about the disgrace, the scandal, the betrayal. The once great Alex Novak had become a joke, a cautionary tale. But Alex was far from broken. In the shadows of his disgrace, a burning desire for revenge grew within him. He knew that Zivan had manipulated him, but he wasn't going to let that be the end. He would get his retribution no matter the cost. And then, unexpectedly, Lyra returned. She sought him out, full of regret, confessing her role in the plot. But something had changed in her. The spark of love she had felt during their encounter had blossomed into genuine feelings. And now she was willing to help Alex take down Lord Zivan and clear his name. "Why should I trust you?" Alex asked, his voice cold, but Lyra's sincerity was unmistakable. "Because I made a mistake. I care for you, Alex. I'll help you expose him for what he truly is, and together, we can destroy him." With Lyra's help, Alex began his plan for revenge. They needed to gather evidence of Zivan's corruption, not only for blackmailing Alex, but for many other shady dealings within the Union. Lyra's knowledge of Zivan's operations became their key weapon. The tables were turning. From the depths of his disgrace, Alex Novak would rise once more. And this time he was ready to bring Zivan to his knees. After weeks in the shadows, Alex Novak and Lyra prepared to make their move. Though Alex's world had crumbled around him, his will was iron. He spent his days and nights in hiding, using every remaining connection in his black book of intelligence contacts. Slowly, he built a new network, one based not on official power, but on loyalty and the mutual desire for revenge against those who had wronged them. In a dimly lit underground hideout on the outskirts of an unregistered Earth colony, Alex and Lyra reviewed their plan. The air was thick with tension as a holographic map of Lord Zivan's compound floated in front of them. "This is his primary base of operations," Lyra said, pointing to the image of the fortress-like structure on Jaren. "It's where he keeps his most sensitive information. Zivan has enemies across the stars. There's no shortage of people willing to see him fall. But we need more than just rumors. We need hard evidence of his crimes." Alex nodded. His eyes, once filled with the fiery confidence of Earth's top spy, now carried the hardened resolve of a man who had lost everything. "Zivan thinks he can humiliate me and get away with it, but he doesn't know who he's dealing with." Lyra glanced at him, her expression conflicted. She knew the path they were on was dangerous, but her feelings for Alex had only grown stronger since their fateful night. She had once been Xivan's pawn, but now she was determined to help Alex, even if it meant turning her back on her people. But her guilt still lingered. "I never meant for any of this," she whispered, her voice almost breaking. "I thought it was just a mission, but it became so much more." Alex softened, placing a hand on her shoulder. "We can't change what's happened, but we can make it right." They shared a brief, intense look before returning to the task at hand. Lyra had managed to access Xivan's communication channels using her connections within the Zorvian elite. They discovered that Xivan had been dealing in illegal arms trading, selling advanced weaponry to outlawed factions across the galaxy. If they could expose this, it would bring Xivan down and give Alex the chance to redeem his name. But infiltrating Xivan's compound would be nearly impossible. The fortress was heavily guarded, with layers of security systems far beyond what Alex had dealt with before. They needed a plan, and they needed it fast. The longer they waited, the more the galaxy turned against Alex. His reputation, once impeccable, had already taken a devastating hit. But the real danger was that Earth's enemies would capitalize on the scandal, making Alex a permanent outcast. Lyra and Alex knew that they couldn't do this alone. They needed someone on the inside, someone high up in Xivan's circle who had a reason to turn on him. And Lyra had just the person in mind. Vexor Z was a disillusioned Zorvian general. Once a trusted ally of Xivan, he had grown weary of the Lord's corruption and lust for power. Vexor had lost friends and family to Xivan's reckless arms deals, and while he remained loyal to the Zorvian people, he despised what their leader had become. It was risky, but Alex and Lyra arranged a secret meeting with Vexor in the abandoned ruins of an old space station orbiting Jaran. The station had long been forgotten by both Zorvian and Earth forces, its rusted hull now home to smugglers and vagrants. It was the perfect place for a clandestine meeting. Vexor arrived, draped in a hooded cloak, his face shadowed, but his eyes gleaming with anger. He had brought only one guard, a sign that he was willing to hear them out. "You've got 5 minutes," Vexor said gruffly, crossing his arms. "Convince me why I shouldn't turn you both into Xivan right now." Alex stepped forward. "Because you know as well as I do that Xivan has become a tyrant. He's not just hurting Earth. He's hurting your people. His arms deals are funding wars that will one day come back to your doorstep. If you help us expose him, we can take him down and restore some sense of balance." Vexor's gaze shifted to Lyra, his expression hardening. "And you? What's your stake in this?" "Last I heard, you were one of his most trusted spies." Lyra's face darkened, but her voice remained steady. "I was a tool, nothing more. But I've seen what Xivan's capable of, how he manipulates and destroys. I want to stop him before he tears apart everything we care about." For a long moment, Vexor said nothing. The silence was thick with tension, but then slowly he nodded. "Fine, I'll help. But this isn't out of loyalty to you," he said, pointing at Alex. "This is about saving my people." Alex exhaled a quiet sigh of relief. Vexor was in, and with his help, they finally had the chance to take down Xivan. With Vexor's access codes, Alex and Lyra made their way into Xivan's compound. Disguised as palace workers, they moved through the fortress's labyrinth of corridors, bypassing security systems that would have otherwise been impossible to crack. The plan was to reach Xivan's private vault, where he kept detailed records of his illegal activities. But the deeper they went, the more dangerous things became. Xivan's guards patrolled every corner, and the security was even tighter than they had anticipated. Still, with Vexor's guidance over a comms link and Lyra's knowledge of the compound, they managed to stay ahead of detection. Finally, they reached the vault. Inside, data crystals containing the records they needed were stored in rows upon rows of shelves. Alex and Lyra quickly worked to download the files, But just as they were about to leave, alarms blared through the compound. "Damn it," Alex cursed. "We've been compromised." Before they could react, Scifi himself appeared on a holographic screen projected from the walls. His face twisted into a cruel grin. "Did you really think you could come into my house and steal from me, Novak?" Lyra's face paled. "It's a trap." Scifi's voice dripped with arrogance. "I knew the moment Vexer contacted you. He's been working for me all along. Now I've got you exactly where I want you." Alex's mind raced. Vexer had betrayed them. They were trapped deep within Xivan's fortress, with no clear way out. The guards were closing in, and the compound's defenses had been activated. But then Lyra did something unexpected. She rushed to a control panel and hacked into the system, locking down sections of the compound to buy them time. "You trust me, right?" she asked, her voice strained but determined. Alex nodded without hesitation. "Let's get out of here." As the two of them raced through the halls, dodging guards and narrowly escaping ambushes, Alex couldn't help but feel a sense of adrenaline mixed with something else: hope. Lyra had proven her loyalty beyond a doubt, and together, they might just have a chance. They made it to a hidden exit, barely escaping as Xivan's forces swarmed the vault. They didn't have everything, but they had enough. Enough to bring Xivan's empire crashing down. Back on Earth, Alex worked tirelessly to analyze the stolen data. With Lyra's help, they compiled enough evidence to not only expose Xivan's illegal dealings, but also link him to other criminal activities within the Interstellar Union. But Alex wasn't content with just exposing Xivan. He wanted justice for what had been done to him, for the public humiliation, the loss of his position, and the betrayal of trust. With the evidence in hand, Alex and Lyra took their findings to the Interstellar Council. It was time for the galaxy to see Xivan for what he truly was: a tyrant and a criminal. As the Galactic Court convened, the evidence was laid bare for all to see. Xivan, once untouchable, was now on the defensive. And Alex, standing tall despite everything he had endured, delivered the final blow. "Xivan thought he could use deception to destroy me," Alex said in his closing statement. "But now the truth has come to light. No one, no matter how powerful, can escape justice forever." Xivan was convicted of multiple crimes and stripped of his title. The once mighty lord was sentenced to life in exile on a remote prison planet. As Alex walked out of the courtroom, his name cleared and his honor restored, he glanced at Lyra, who had stood by his side through it all. "What now?" she asked, her voice soft. Alex smiled. "Now we rebuild, together."